Hi, today I'm here to talk to you about the models that have been created from DeepSeek. DeepSeek, the LLM, has kind of created offshoots because it put its source out there, its source code out there, it's open source. And so what's happened is that people have gone ahead and they've created models cheaply. Now, they've used something called reinforcement learning, and they've used something called verifiable assets or verifiable rewards. That's the word. Yeah, I'm not a computer scientist, as you can tell. And what this does is that they'll ask the LLM for a question. For example, they ask the LLM 1 plus 1, and if the answer is 2, it comes back as 2. Then it gets a reward, and then it learns the next aspect of it. Now, why is this important? It's important because what's happening is that you can now create smaller and smaller subsets or smaller and smaller LLMs using these techniques, and you can make them cheaper. So recently, a team in Berkeley did this for $30, and another one did it for $3 million. Sorry, so $3, not 3 million. I beg your pardon. And this means that in addition to creating smaller and smaller LLMs that could be used in different or on different applications or within different platforms, mobile phones, tablets, and even parts of a robot. You can also deploy agents using these LLMs, because what happens is that you can actually have little agents and little LLMs all about carrying out very specific tasks. So if you want to actually carry out some kind of analysis on an area of proteomics, for example, or proteomics itself, you can actually do this using these small LLMs. And the reason for this, obviously, is the fact that the technology now enables you to do this. The other thing, or the second thing, is cost. The cost has come down reasonably if you want to have your own LLM. And where before the idea was that you will have to have huge data sets and huge amounts of cloud computing and whatever it looked like if it might take before this DeepSeek intervention, that has changed somewhat. It's not entirely that you can now create all LLMs without having a big budget, but at least if you want to do something small, you can. The third aspect that this is obviously going to change is the fact that around the world, you're going to find people who will be able to recreate these particular LLM models. And that means that people in Guatemala, people in, you think about it, Turkey, or in Pakistan, whatever, can create their own LLMs in their own language about specific niches that they're interested in. And this is because it's open source, and I think that this is going to accelerate at least aspects of artificial intelligence to make it more used across different platforms by different people. Now, why is this important to all of us? What does this signify? I think that what we might be looking at for us who are in the community, in the business community, who are entrepreneurs or solopreneurs, or who have businesses where we actually have different kinds of tools running. I think we are going to see a greater level of automation within our businesses, and I believe that going forward, the quality and the price of the automation will fall to the extent where it might be a case that it's better you might have aspects of your business automated and using agents, or automated nonetheless, than not being automated. And this will mean that many people will be able to have a presence across many different platforms and in many different ways. You and I will be required, I'm sure, going forward, to look at this in more detail and decide where within the structure of our business we want to automate and what we want to look at. And I think that as much as we can, we should always continue to look to see how we can ensure that we enhance our businesses and we can drive things forward. So, one of the platforms I came across recently was a platform called Hugging Face, where you can actually use some of the apps on there for free, and some of the apps there are pretty good. I'm going to go through them, and I'm going to show you one or two of them when I am finished with this video. So if you have gotten to the end of this video, thank you very much, and watch this space. Also, I'm going to leave a link somewhere up here, or I think down here, I'm not too sure, and you can have a look to see if you will find the actual video. Thank you. Bye-bye.